Subscribe. MTL World, at World 1 YouTube channel. Chapter 223, The Territory of the Food Nation. 2nd of Volume 6. Blank. Occupy the Food Kingdom. Luo Feng smiled. I do have this plan. Upon hearing this, Lord Yu Shui laughed and said, Ha ha. Luo He, when you were in the first level of the God King, you were not afraid of Lord Tian Kun. Now that you have reached the second level of the God King, you are even better than the leader of the Tianquan Kingdom in many ways. If you occupy the Food Kingdom, I believe that other powerful people will not dare to fight for it. Luo Feng showed a little bit of the territory of a second-rate kingdom. With strength, everyone is qualified to occupy it. There is no rush. Luo Feng responded, the three kings of the Food Kingdom have just died. If I occupy the Food Kingdom immediately, I am afraid that it will attract the attention of the strong man in black robe and golden mask. Once he is dissatisfied, it will be terrible. Yes, that mysterious strong man killed the three kings of the Shi Kingdom at once, and he should have a grudge against the three kings of the Shi Kingdom. The leader of the Yu Shui Kingdom responded, now that all forces are also looking at the Shi Kingdom, it is indeed not suitable to take action now. Wait for a day, Luo Feng said. It would be a sign of respect for the mysterious power to start after one day. One day. I'm afraid there will be changes. Lord Yu Shui worried, such a large territory may attract other ancient god kings to take action. It is not easy to occupy such a large territory. Luo Feng was very confident and patient. He was the one who killed the three kings of the Food Kingdom. If he immediately takes over the Food Kingdom, when the kings of Shi Kingdom were killed, it may increase suspicion. Luo Feng didn't know the detection methods of the two ancient countries. According to past intelligence, the two ancient countries were very capable of detecting the past and deducing secrets. They might have suspected him. Although Luo Feng was ready to be exposed. But it would be better if he could be exposed later. The later you are exposed, the deeper your accumulation will be. Dealing with danger is easier. I have redeemed the special inheritance, World Life Body, and Xuanhuan Beast Body, for the second level chapter of the God King. I have to study it carefully and increase my accumulation. Luo Feng attaches great importance to the special inheritance. The superior inheritance, 8 tribulations of life, and destroying 72 swords, are still too simple for me. Only with some extremely difficult secret techniques in the special inheritance can you better hone your understanding. I don't know if the two ancient countries will find me. Luo Feng used the star tower to sense the 4 directions, sense the countless disciples in the Daohe sect, and sense the countless people in Huyang City. Even if he only relied on the 24-phase form of the world's life form, the transcendent God King level will, and numerous clones. Luo Feng has to be more careful in doing things, and might exchange a transcending God King level secret treasure from the infinite space to protect himself in the future. Without the Star Tower, he could barely compete with an emperor. Although he has the advantage of will, emperors usually have more than one secret treasure that surpasses the God King level. But there is the Star Tower. Luo Feng was calmly prepared to be exposed. The more Luo Feng studied the Star Tower, the more clearly he became aware of the terrifying power of the Star Tower. Within the territory of Thunder Ancient Kingdom. In an ancient hall, 3 figures sat down separately. I invited you two to come here today because I have something to ask for. A huge figure with silver white hair sat there. Silver Moon God King, do you have something to ask of us? The other 2 figures were a little surprised. The silver-haired figure had deep eyes and said calmly, you also know that just now, the 3 kings of the Food Kingdom died. The strong man in black robes and golden mask was extremely powerful. If someone below the monarch meets him, it is estimated that neither of them had the strength to resist. These 2 strong men also knew the intelligence and knew how terrifying the murderer was. That strong man is far more powerful than us, and we cannot provoke him. The silver-haired figure said, but the food country is now ownerless, and it is a suitable opportunity to occupy it. Yinyu, you have to leave the Thunder Ancient Kingdom. The two strong men were surprised. Silver Moon God King, the Ketching God King of the Thunder Ancient Kingdom, has served for a long time. I have never fully joined the Ancient Thunder Kingdom. The silver-haired figure said, I have worked diligently for them for a long time, but many troublesome tasks have been asked of me to do. My true body has been devoured by those madmen. More than once. There are 3, semi-out-of-control, monarch-level experts in the Ancient Thunder Kingdom. When they wake up, the Ancient Thunder Kingdom lets them out. They needed subordinates when they came out, and the royal and divine kings were all hiding, so only the Ketching Divine King was their subordinate. The Silver Moon God King is powerful enough, and he is also a guest minister. He has followed more than one semi-out-of-control monarch. When the monarch goes crazy, he will follow the desire of Xuanhuan bloodline and devour all living creatures around him. The Silver Moon God King had at least enough time to sustain himself for a moment or two, and he had enough time to come back through cultivation using the resurrection carrier. I've had enough. The silver-haired figure shook his head. I decided to take over the territory of the Food Kingdom and be free. I will no longer suffer in the Ancient Thunder Kingdom suffer. I also invite 2 friends. You are both good at clones. Each of you send a clone. ... I will give you 2 chaos states each. The 2 strong men looked at each other. Those who are good at clones are still very advantageous. There can even be many places to garrison. Okay. The 2 of them agreed readily. On the one hand, they each have 10 more chaos state territories, and on the other hand, they are willing to be on good terms with the Silver Moon God King. The Silver Moon God King has served the semi-out-of-control monarch time and time again, which has also proved his strength from the side. His head-on fighting strength is comparable to that of the Lord Tianqin, but in terms of vitality, he is much stronger than the Lord Tianqin. When will we do it? The 2 strong men looked at the Silver Moon God King. As soon as the day breaks, take action. The Silver Moon God King looked at the outside world. Staying up all night can be regarded as respect for the mysterious and powerful man. When the 3 kings of the Food Kingdom died, the Skeleton Peak God King fled in fear. Tiantian, God King Luoyu couldn't escape for a while, but she was too weak. No one in the origin continent looks down upon her. The food country is temporarily without an owner. There are now 135 chaos states in the food country. It is relatively large among second-rate countries, and such a large territory naturally attracts many overlord-level beings. The dark night passed and the sky gradually became bright. The king's capital was in turmoil. The practitioners in the king's capital were well informed. They knew that the 3 kings were dead, so they were naturally worried about a big fight. If a God-King level confrontation affects them even slightly, they will all be wiped out. At this moment, they can only feel anxious and uneasy, and can only wait anxiously. Some practitioners also temporarily left the royal capital. Wow! An extremely huge figure appeared in the sky above the royal capital. It has silver-white hair all over its body and is so big that it is almost the same as the real body of Lord Tianqin. Its furry tail seems to extend to the end of the world. Its eyes are countless times bigger than the entire king's capital. From now on, the Food Kingdom will be renamed the Silver Moon Kingdom. I, the Silver Moon God King, as well as the Sea Demon God King and Tianyi God King will rule the entire Silver Moon Kingdom together. The voice of this silver-haired figure was powerful, and it spread covering the entire territory of the food country. Behind this silver-haired figure, there are 2 other figures. One is a figure condensed by endless water, and the other is an illusory huge figure. Lord Tianqin spent a long time to occupy such a large territory. The Silver Moon God King wants to pick peaches, and his worries alone cannot deter him. That's why the Sea Demon God King and Tianyi God King, who have clones, were brought in. The 3 of them joined forces, and their deterrence will naturally be much greater. Ha ha ha, Silver Moon God King, you are a guest from the Thunder Ancient Kingdom, and you traveled across most of the origin continent to occupy the Food Kingdom. A laugh rang out. Two figures came from the void. Silver Moon God King, Sea Demon God King, and Tieni God King looked over. Hansen Kingdom is close to the Food Kingdom. A towering bald figure said coldly. The Food Kingdom should belong to our Hansen Kingdom. Lord of the Hansen Kingdom. Silver Moon God King, Sea Demon God King, Tianyi God King didn't pay much attention to the Lord of Hansen. The Lord of Hansen was relatively mediocre in the second level of the God King. The only thing worth bragging about is that he and the leader of Tianmu Kingdom, Zimu God King, are life and death friends. I have already discussed this matter with Tianmu Kingdom, and Tianmu Kingdom also agrees. The bald figure said. You three, leave quickly. Next to the bald figure was a man with black scales. This man with black scales had no expression on his face, but his presence made the Silver Moon God King and the other three extremely fearful. One of the 6 masters of the Destruction Legion. Lord Dark Sky. The three of them naturally knew each other. The most powerful person in Tianmu Kingdom is the Peak Realm Beast. The World Beast also gave birth to a huge army of destruction. The strength of the Legion of Destruction ranges from high to low, with the 6 highest beings. The strength of each lord is comparable to that of the Guishu Emperor and the Witchheart God King. 6 lords, 18 generals, and 36 commanders. These are the God King level combat powers among the Legion of Destruction. Even the weakest Legion commander is considered to be at the extreme level of the first level of the God King. So what about Lord Dark Sky? Silver Moon God King sneered. If all 6 lords of your Legion of Destruction come together, I'll turn around and leave. But just you. Humph. He has served even semi-out-of-control monarchs, how could he be afraid of just the Lord of the Destruction Legion? The leader of the Hansen Kingdom is not strong enough. If he forces himself to occupy the Food Kingdom, he will suffer a backlash. The Sea Demon God King also said. Luo Feng originally planned to wait for a day before taking action, but who would have thought that as soon as daybreak, some strong people would be unable to hold on any longer. The Silver Moon God King took action with the Sea Demon God King and Tieni God King, and Lord Dark Sky Anshan, who was led by Lord of Hansen to lead the Tianmu Kingdom's Destruction Legion, also showed up. Luo Feng nodded slightly. They all took action. It's only natural to take action. Hua. Call. 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 In an instant, 5 silver-clad Luo Feng acted simultaneously. Each silver-clothed Luo Feng has about 1% of the energy reserve of the World Life Body True Body. It is also equivalent to about 30% of the energy reserve of the perfect divine body. It is already very terrifying. If Luo Feng is the ultimate will of the God King, even if the soul foundation is strong, controlling these 5 clones, each clone can only exert 50% to 60% of its strength at most. But beyond the will of a God King, Luo Feng can still control his true body with ease. The inner world of each of these 5 clones can cover the territory of 50 to 60 chaos states centered on itself. However, the true form of the world's life form possessing the Lotus of Life can cover about 300 chaos states. At this moment, the power of the world has spread to every part of the Food Kingdom. Rumble tilde 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 tilde. The food country was completely enveloped. The power of the terrifying world spread everywhere, suppressing all directions. Naturally, it also suppressed the Silver Moon God King, the Sea Demon God King, and the Tieni God King. It also suppressed the Hansen Kingdom Lord and the Anshan Lord who leads the Destruction Legion. All 5 of them felt a mighty pressure suppressing them, and their expressions changed slightly. I am Luo He. All creatures within the scope of the power of the world felt trembling, and a mighty voice resounded through every city and every wilderness. From now on, the Shiguo will be under the leadership of my Daohe sect. You 5, do you have any opinions? 5 silver-clad Luo Feng appeared in the sky above the Shi Kingdom, looking at the 5 second-level God Kings in front of them. Blank, _ blank. End of chapter. Subscribe. MTL World, at MTL World 1 YouTube channel.